Everybody, this is MaHieu from thinkcutie.com, and here I am again. It's been another weekend of quarantine. I've been making a few masks and playing around with different designs, but I've had this in my little sewing basket for a while. It started out as just a pattern. You can see I left a little extra perimeter around there, but it's actually a whale design, and that's from my Lucy and the Whale book. And so I was going to design a pillow. This is similar to some of the cat pillows that I created with Lucy, my character, but now I just finished up sewing. I am trying a new, it's called a Janome, I think a Janome or Janome sewing machine. It's kind of like a beginner, I want to say kid sewing machine. That's the kind that I actually need. I did have to follow the instructions because it's been a while since I've actually used a sewing machine. I did have one, but it was broken. So I purchased this one, kind of an early craft birthday present for myself, and I just wanted to test it out. But you know, just getting used to it, I would say that it actually, the foot pedal, even if you haven't used one before, you know, it works, it goes a little bit slower. I did thread everything up, and now I just did the pattern. All I did was put it on setting. I don't know if you can see it right there. So I just put it on one of the easier settings right there. So between A and B, and it's thread through the bottom, if you can see in the top. And then I just went around the outline of my whale, and I left a little hole, so I am gonna have to, I did use a little bit of stuffing right there that you can find at any craft store, and I just gotta sew up the bottom. I think I might put a button where the eye is supposed to be. As you can see, the original pattern that I just outlined with just, you know, a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper was a little bit bigger, but that's because I like to sew in maybe 1/2 inch. So the one thing you need to be careful if you are going to do that is, you know, just see that you have enough. I left a little bit of a hole. It was kind of a challenge when you're using different shapes to turn it back from being inside out. But that's all I did, and then stuffing the bottom. You can just use a pen or pencil, and that's what I did. So we'll see. I'll see if I can find my other cat pillows that I made, and I'm gonna try to see what kind of button I'm gonna put on there. But yeah, I'll let you know what the finished product looks like. So if you're looking for a fun little project to do and you want to use up some of your leftover materials, here's what I do. I have a bunch of leftover buttons and ribbon, and so this is my Lucy character with the little top part right there, and just outlined her face with 8.5 by 11 paper, a paper, you know, that I can keep using. Stuffed and use the same technique to turn it inside out, but if you have more edges, as you can see, it's a little bit harder to get the stuffing in, but this one was actually hand stitched, so it took me a long time to actually get this shape completed. Whereas this one took me a very short amount of time because I finally got a sewing machine that works. So I think I'm going to try to see what kind of buttons and ribbons that I have left over. Maybe give the whale an eyepiece, and then maybe a little bit of a ribbon at the top. So that's what you can see right here. These are how they're finished. That's what the back looks like. But if you have leftover scraps and pieces, these are just fun little things that you can do if you're inside a lot right now. Alright, as I went to look for where I have some of my buttons, which are in a little bag right here, my sewing box was really a big mess, and I have loose ribbon that's kind of getting frayed because it wasn't organized. It's getting stuck to itself. So if you need to organize something and you don't have any ribbon spools left, or if you have loose thread that you can't find, all I did was, I have a pile of recycling, and I just took, you know, the butter carton and I just cut it up into pieces, and then all I did was, you know, you can shape it or wrap it, but just kind of recycled. And I'm using one of these. I'm going to put a little tape on the end, but as you can see, there's like little spots where it was frayed because it was getting caught on itself. So in order to organize it, I actually just wound it around there. I did put a little slit in the end to kind of keep it in, if you can see right there, just with the scissors. But that's one way to organize your ribbon if you run out of spool. Well, the whale pillow is completed. I just added a button and a ribbon using some leftover supplies. And I don't know if I'm going to sew anything else on there. I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. And I also did a little bit of spring cleaning inside of my sewing supplies here, but yeah, I mean, I just used some leftover ribbon that I had lying around. This is what it is. It does have kind of like a curled edge in the middle, and I just kind of scrunched it up. And I did kind of fold it up right there and wrap it around and then sew it in the back. So if you ever wanted to create a ribbon of your own and you're not very good at tying bows, or you wanted it to look a little bit more symmetrical, all you do is you just fold it over in the back and you just kind of make a rectangle, and then you scrunch it down in the middle. And you can decide if you want the filled going inside or outside, but that's how I do my bows. And I just found a little button in my craft supplies that I had. I didn't have any round buttons, and next time I'll try to see if I can get that. But with the quarantine going on, I can't just go to the store like normal. So I'm really just trying to use what I have and you know, just create things out of projects that I maybe didn't get a chance to do, or just using leftover supplies. So that's kind of my activity during this time, and I thank you for watching again. This is MaHieu with ThinkCutie.com. Thank you.